It's me, your boy, TrueSonic 45, with another portable. In 2016, I finished my third Nintendo 64 portable called the NintenGO 64 XL, and I've been wanting to build a new portable since, so that's where this bad boy comes in. Bad boy, relatively. So as you guys know, I'm a fan of Frankencasing. I could do 3D printing or CNC or vacuum forming, but I don't know. There's some magic about using an old something to turn it into a portable. So this is the NintenGO 64i. The last one was the XL model. I plan on redoing that one. And this is the NintenGO 64i. I'm doing sort of copying the DS thing. You have the regular DS, the DSi, the DS Lite, the DS XL. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. This one is so not fancy. It's got a smaller screen than the XL, understandably. After all, that's the XL. This is the DSi. No fancy features. There's no video out. There's no headphone jack. It's got the basics, the absolute basics for a Nintendo 64 portable. And I prefer my portables kind of that way. I could go into a lot of extra features. I could put video out. I could do all that stuff like that. But I kind of, because I don't plan on using my portable as, it's a portable, right? I plan on taking it on the go. So video out is pointless because I'm going to sit down for any bit of time to play a video game. It's going to be at my PC, not at the telly. So features. The last portable I did, the NintenGO 64 XL, the batteries were removable because I had a battery compartment. But this one is not. It's just using internals. So let me actually. No screws. This used to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle first aid kit, actually. So you could just hit that little thing right there. It used to be a first aid kit. So let's go into internals, and so here's the internals. You see the batteries there. Those batteries are going to be switched out. Those are shit batteries from Amazon. So I plan on getting some Samsungs from Amazon's and swapping these batteries out because these have shitty battery life, very shitty battery life. But you get what you pay for. I got 8 of them for 10 quid. But at least they're internal as opposed to the last one. What makes that possible especially is this bad boy right there, that CMB. It's super good. One speaker, so mono sound, and usually 4.3-inch screen. And let's see here. So the reason why the batteries on the last portable were external, why you could remove them, was because the last console didn't have internal charging. If you wanted to charge the batteries on the last one, you had to take them out of the console and put them into charging docks, since they're vape batteries, so you put them in the vape charging dock. This time, thanks to the CMB that I'm using, that I'm going to continue to use, I'm about to order a bunch of CMBs. Charge management boards, by the way. These charge management boards make it possible to, one port charge and play. So this portable has a charging jack right there. That has a charging jack, so you can charge the batteries without removing them. Also, you can play and charge at the same time. This is for the external fan. This switch right here. This switch turns on or off the external fan to pull. It draws heat. Now, of course, anyone's like, "Oh, why would you want to switch for that? Why not just have the fan on all the time?" You'll see in a minute. It's not exactly quiet. Again, we're talking bare bones. That's kind of how I like my portables. I am going to start getting into 3D printing my cases because it's kind of tough running around thrift shops looking for cases to do Frankencasing. I do want to start getting into 3D printing my cases so it can maybe look perfect and oh man, that looks like something Nintendo would make. Power switch right there. This is the volume knob. and you got your cartridge slot on the back. These are the Z trigger and right trigger, no left trigger, because who needs that? And you'll also notice that there's no D-pad. Not a lot of N64 games actually use the D-pad, so there's not really a reason to have the D-pad. Some people are completionists and they do like to include the D-pad inside of their portables. And my last portable, the XL, did have the D-pad. Almost everyone gets rid of the LL trigger, because that's another part of the N64 that's almost never used. Almost no games, at least I play, requires a D-pad or L trigger, such as, Super Smash Brothers or Mario 64 or Donkey Kong 64. But I think Pokemon Stadium actually uses the D-pad or the L trigger in some way. I'll check it out. So you have your, the Z, and you have the R. Now these triggers were actually pulled from a Quantum Fighter pad for the Sega Dreamcast, because for the life of me I couldn't figure out what triggers I wanted to use, and I was going to use these Xbox triggers. They've got it's spring loaded, so I was actually planning on using these triggers and just kind of like plopping them back there, if that makes sense. But because of how small the case is and you have the cartridge slot taking up most of it, it would just be cumbersome if the triggers were like that. So these slide triggers actually work perfectly. And I thought about putting something on the tops there, but it doesn't hurt. It's not even bothersome that there's nothing on top of there, so you can easily press the triggers if you like. Again, so this one has internal charging. So with that being said, one using the CMB, the charger comes with the charger, and what's cool is that the you plug it in, and the bottom of the case glows red. It glows red, as you can see right there, and when it's fully charged, it'll switch over to a green light, and then the case will glow green, so that way the battery is good. And I think we'll turn it on and we'll show you some gameplay. The portable working. There's a wrestling game in here, but quite frankly, I think it's trash. I don't have the games that I want. The games that I want, like Smash Brothers, stuff like that. I'd rather play Smash Brothers or something like that, but I don't have those games right now because they were left on the boat with my last portable. So all of my N64 games, my entire library of games that I like, are on the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower in some storage unit with my other portable. Give me a tick. So, since we don't have the games that I want to play, I only have two games that came with the N64 that I purchased on eBay to portabilize. And this is the game, I guess. I like this more than I like that WWF game, I guess. I'm not a big fan, but it'll do the job. So I guess let me move the camera somehow. I would be using my 4K camera, like the actual camera that I have, but that's not this webcam. But that's charging right now because I haven't used it in about 3 weeks, and that's no good. So obviously it's dead. So slide this box up a bit. Got you guys stationed on my hot air stand. So let's get some quick gameplay. You guys already know how a N64 portable works, so I don't need to explain anything too hardcore. Just want to demonstrate that the unit is indeed working. So on-off switch. So these three buttons are the screen controls. Stop button. I took out the turbo button and the other two buttons because, please, that's what I use for it. don't know if it's gonna focus. So now I got your analog. Oh, I accidentally turned it off. It's back on. But I will hit a quick game. Oh, so the fan is on, right? You can hear that nonsense. So let's say you're like, yo, I want to hear my fucking game. Well, turn the fan off. And you can hear it. Now, of course, there's like, oh, what about cooling concerns, you know? Well, turn the bloody fan back on. There's no headphone jack, so it's not like you're going to be. I wish, you know, maybe I'll put a headphone jack in later because I can. I don't know. I don't play football. I know next to nothing about football. There's no rumble pack in here, obviously.
Today's game is between the Bears and the Bills.
Yeah, I know nothing about football. Okay, I think I'm kicking first. No, I'm not kicking
Is set
first.
to kick off.
They're kicking first. That's me. Oh, don't tackle me. Oh, I don't know what I just did. I don't know how to play this damn game. Okay, let's choose this one because it kind of looks good. To be completely honest, I have no clue how to play this part of the game. Using the snap.
The quarterback drops back to
Oh,
pass.
snap. What do we got? Is that a completion?
Makes the stop on the play.
I think that was a completion. Well, it looks blurry because of the camera. It's not focusing on the image. Anyway, that's the NintenGO 64 of light. And it's very light. I'll make some small modifications to it over time, and we'll see how that plays off. But I guess the next project I want to do is I want to portabilize a GameCube or a Wii. I think I might do a Wii because, to be completely honest, I think it might be easier to do than a GameCube. The GameCube's got that dual layer motherboard thing going on. I don't really care for that, so I think I might do a Wii. I did get a PS2 Slim, so I might portabilize a PS2 next as well. And I'm still portabilizing that Sega Dreamcast that I showed on my Instagram. The case is like kind of just about done. It's painted and stuff like that, and I didn't do a good job at sanding it. This used to be as you can see, this used to be a Linksys router. I've added a bunch of stuff to it using ABS, I suppose, you know, like putty, cement or whatever. And then I sanded it the best way I could because I really want this portable to kind of look somewhat good as opposed to this crude stuff that I'm used to. But yeah, so I got the controls integrated. The only problem is the Dreamcast is giving me a hard time. It's like I've added the mod chip to it, the region 3 chip to it, and the Dreamcast is just giving me such a bloody hard time. But I'll get around to it eventually and finish that up because this is the summer of Sonic as far as I'm concerned. And this summer I want to build like 3 Dreamcast portables. So that's where we are right now. And this is TrueSonic. Stay tuned for more.